Oh, man.
Welcome to the Know, I'm John again. Just in time for the Xbox One X release later this year, the Xbox One is getting a UI overhaul. Microsoft previewed the redesign in a live stream this week, detailing a focus on speed, customization, and expression. Who knows what that third one is? Gone will be the clunky interface of yore, which will hopefully now be replaced by something, well, considerably less clunky, because to be honest, it sucks right now. Users can now customize the home screen with preferred content as well as the community tab. The UI also ditches the verticality of the previous system and instead moves things a bit more horizontal like we used to have. So far, the results look much more promising than the current UI. Xbox insiders get to start testing it today, while the rest of us will have to see how it plays out for ourselves when it launches later this year. Has Dorito Pope finally been dethroned? That may be the case, according to a brand new promotion for Destiny 2. The internet is all abuzz about the new marketing campaign, which pairs Destiny 2 not only with Rockstar energy drinks, which kind of makes sort of gaming sense, but also Pop-Tarts, in order to get bonus items at launch. So 3 great tastes, gonna put quotations around that great, that probably taste terrible. Pop-Tarts tweeted about the promotion yesterday, while Activision said, in collaboration with Rockstar Energy Drink and Pop-Tarts, we chose strategic, renowned lifestyle partners in major markets to bring the Destiny 2 universe to life. Wow, that's a way to describe Pop-Tarts. Hopefully this goes better than Destiny 1's Red Bull campaign. During that one, players with codes got additional XP, but the problem was that the codes were easy to generate, so tons of players used them without buying any Red Bull at all. Dying Light later spoofed the promo by rewarding players by drinking water. At this point, Pop-Tarts plus Rockstar Energy plus Destiny 2 feels like the new Mountain Dew and Doritos campaign, almost to the point of parody. Honestly, it's too hard to tell who's doing anything ironically anymore. Either way, it's time to get that sweet, sweet bonus XP and eat Pop-Tarts? Sure. If you straight up forgot to try out the Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer beta last week, or more likely you could barely play it because they were having so many server issues, well, there's some good news. Square Enix is giving Season Pass holders another shot to try out the beta this weekend, giving you access to customizable Japan bros, partying up and fighting monsters with friends and all kinds of other good stuff. The only catch is that you need to download the beta today from PSN and Xbox Live today before it's gone. So there's your PSA for all of you who need more time with your anime husbandos. Ninja Theory, the developers behind Enslaved Odyssey to the West and Heavenly Sword, have finally released their long-awaited game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice for PS4 and PC. Now that the game is out, reviews for this self-proclaimed AAA indie are now live, and so far, it's holding at a respectable 81 on Metacritic and 82 on OpenCritic. The general consensus for Hellblade is that it's an incredibly inventive game that is stripped of the bloat of massive AAA games, leaving a well-told, smaller scale adventure. However, not everyone felt all of the mechanics worked together. IGN wrote in its 9 out of 10 review that Hellblade is a masterclass of atmosphere, storytelling, and the marriage of mechanical and conceptual design. While there are moments that feel shoehorned in to remind us we're playing a video game, the care and attention Ninja Theory has clearly poured into Senua, and her story has created something amazing. This is a game everyone should play. Despite some of its lavish praise though, Hellblade is catching a little bit of flack from gamers over one of its more controversial mechanics. Word is making the rounds that if you die too many times in the game, it straight up deletes your save, giving an all new meaning to the term permadeath. This is promised by the game itself, which tells you that the more Senua dies, the more her rot will spread, and eventually all progress will be lost. Naturally, gamers are having mixed reactions to this, since we're not talking about the hard mode of the game, but its standard difficulty. However, some of those reactions are a bit premature because apparently it's a very elaborate bluff. PC Games and reports that they put Ninja Theory's theory to the test, dying upwards of 50 times in their playthrough on purpose to see what would happen, and their save, well, it was just fine. If you're wondering why Square Enix broke up with Hitman developer IO Interactive, you're not alone. Some ex-IO staff are wondering the same same thing. In an interview with PC Games and Martin Emborg, who worked on last year's Hitman game before leaving to start a new studio, said the split between Square Enix and IO was a surprise to him too. He said, "I have no idea why they did it, but I have no doubt that IO will land on their feet and do something awesome." He was happy though that IO will keep the rights to the Hitman IP and hopes that they use the independence to do something crazy. He added that one of the main reasons for leaving Square Enix was that you felt like you know what the company would be doing for a long time. The big, gigantic $24 million Dota 2 tournament is underway as 16 teams compete for big bucks in Seattle this week. If you want to watch, you can check it out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dota2TI. And if you're new to Dota 2, Valve is bringing back the newcomer stream, which is geared towards those watching for possibly the first time. You can find the newcomer stream at twitch.tv/Dota2TI_newcomer. Oh, and if you have an HTC Vive, you can even watch the tournament in VR, which Polygon's Ben Kuchera described as like being able to watch a football game on TV with the ability to jump onto the field at any time. That sounds actually kind of cool. The tournament takes place this week at Seattle's Key Arena and finishes on Saturday. Could we be getting our first Guardians of the Galaxy spin-off? Turns out it's been discussed. No surprise there, there's money. Director James Gunn told Collider that he'd like to see a standalone movie starring the Ravagers, who we see at the end of Volume 2. Gunn said there's always discussion with Ravagers. It's always a possibility. I would be excited. He also told IGN, I definitely want to see the Ravagers do their own thing in the MCU. I think all the things that we had in the many post-credit scenes are things that we want to see continue on in the future. It sounds preliminary at this point, but given how much money the Guardians movies have made, it's safe to say this is more than just a pipe dream. They're looking at making the bucks again. We got our first look at Josh Brolin as Cable, and he looks fucking badass. Cable, who will appear in next year's Deadpool 2, is the exact opposite of the merc with a mouth. He's more of the strong silent type, but can still tear shit up when necessary. Oh, and he's Cyclops' son too. We won't even go into the details of all the stuff that goes into who his mom is. Brolin tweeted the picture of him as Cable on his Instagram with the caption, "Now offering 25% off your next autopsy." This is the second reveal we've seen of a new Deadpool 2 character. Just last month, Ryan Reynolds tweeted a photo of Zazie Beetz as Domino, who also looked oh so fucking cool. Deadpool 2 hits theaters on June 1st next year. Did the HBO hackers just dox the cast of Game of Thrones? The cyber crooks released a fresh round of stolen info yesterday, including the personal phone numbers of some of the show's actors, along with internal emails and scripts to future shows. In a video to HBO's top executive, the hackers demanded that the company pay them millions in Bitcoin, or they would post more stolen info. The hackers say they've taken 1.5 terabytes of data, and they've already leaked Game of Thrones spoilers, as well as internal documents, which include a month's worth of emails from an HBO executive. The hack has been a huge headache for HBO, and it's starting to seem more and more like the infamous Sony hack of a few years ago. HBO says it's doing a forensic review of the incident. That's it for the know. I promise that Ashley will be back soon. Make sure you like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe. I promise, I'm not here all the time. There's other cool people. The hack has been a huge headache for HBO, and it's starting to seem more and more like the infamous Sony hack. HBO says it's doing a forensic review of the incident. And that's the end.
You want me to write an outro?
No, I got it.